Well, a big first quarter from San Diego State. A 17-0 lead, and the play clocks are up and running now, DDI.
Everything is right.
After a first quarter without them.
Game administration is working on the 5-second clock. It is not being used or disregarded until further notice.
Oh, well, so much for that.
Rejected. A critical third down here for Utah State. They've got something going right now. The offensive line looks like getting in rhythm. The run game is 3rd and 5. Myers has got to find a way to convert.
Damian Hobbs into the game at quarterback on a big 3rd and 5 indeed. He'll give the inside handoff. Bursting across the 40 is Justine Hervey. And he got 5 and enough for a first down.
This is confidence in your run game where you're not afraid to do it. Look at San Diego State. Look, a missed tackle right there down the middle. They had their safety in position to make a play, and he missed it on 3rd down.
And Hervey is their 4th back, using him in a big spot there. And the 3rd first down of this drive for Utah State after they had no first downs in their first 3 drives, including Kent Myers' fumble. San Diego State turning that fumble into 7. Myers is back in, with Mays now the back standing to his right. On a 1st and 10 inside the 40, Mays with a lot of space and a nice burst. Inside the 35 he goes. Nice block there from Austin Stevens, the center, and a gain of 6.
Yeah, this is an offensive line that's been playing real well as of late for Utah State. They're pretty athletic on the edges with their tackles. They've got a center that's a player inside, makes all the calls. And the addition of the quarterback run game has really helped them just kind of explode offensively in terms of being physical, running the ball, difficult to defend because of different motions and distractions they give your eyes.
You mentioned how they performed lately offensively. They've averaged 47 points a game over the last couple as Mays gets hit at the 31 and a flag comes in.
A personal foul, grabbing the face mask by number 58 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Alex Barrett, who forced that Kent Myers fumble a couple of possessions ago.
We'll see him on the left side. Yeah, that's on the face mask of running back. That's going to be called all day long, reaching out and grabbing the helmet and face mask. But those kind of things cost you. And now Utah State is in the red zone. Can they convert and take advantage of this opportunity? This drive is building some confidence in their offense.
You see the difference between their first 3 drives and this one. Lawan Hunt will keep it himself, try and nuzzle inside and get steered away by Naeem McGee. Just 1 yard on first down. Matt Wells in his 3rd year at the helm of Utah State.
And what a job he's done there. 23-11. What he did last year, going through 3-4 quarterbacks, phenomenal. Getting that team to 10 wins.
16-3 in the Mountain West all time after making the switch to the conference. And that is intercepted. Myers threw it right to Malik Smith. Not sure where he was going with that, but an easy one in the breadbasket of Malik Smith. And that is the appropriate face Matt Wells is making, the 2nd turnover of the game from Myers. So Utah State finally gets in the red zone to no avail. You're watching ESPN's coverage of college football presented by Jimmy Johnson. Malik Smith with his first interception of the season, and Kent Myers just threw his first pick of the season as well, David.
And you'll see, I don't know, there's some miscommunication, but Kent Myers is going to try and throw, looks like they're going to throw the swing screen out to his running back, but wants to throw it to Rodriguez in the middle. He's not even looking for him. Malik Smith is right there. San Diego State playing man-to-man defense, and I don't know if the safety coming down to cover the running back interfered with where he thought he wanted to throw the ball. Boy, critical mistake in a critical part of the field.
And the 2nd turnover, Myers had fumbled earlier in the game. Now a pitch to Chase Price. A lot of speed and using it across the 25 and to the 28. You know, you think about Utah State. They were a +8 last week. They forced 8 turnovers. They were +13 over the last 3 weeks, and here they are a -2 early in the second quarter.
Well, the #1 ranked team in the Mountain West Conference in turnover margin, #4 in the country. Now they find themselves behind that turnover margin. They're at -2 right now.
Chase Price, the tailback, on a 2nd and 6. Maxwell Smith is going to take a timeout.
Looks like Utah State was throwing pressure from the boundary. He didn't like what he saw, and I don't know if the play clock was running down.
Now we got another big college football Saturday ahead of us this weekend, which means it's time for Watch ESPN. You can stream every game live, download the app, or go to watchespn.com. Really is such an amazing app. On the train, no problem?
Yeah, that just makes it.
It does. And here at San Diego State, it's a rare game tonight. First time since 1975 that San Diego State has been involved in a conference game where both teams are 3-0 or better. And there's been a lot of buzz this week when you talk to people around the program for this contest because of the way the Aztecs have been playing of late. Hazley goes in motion, play action. Smith under pressure, zings one to Hazley, who gets pasted right near the sticks. Torrey Green on the hit.
And you're going to see Utah State, you'll see defensive lineman trying to keep contained on Maxwell Smith. He does a nice job of just drifting, knowing he had the his tight end or his wide receiver down low near the first down marker. Makes an accurate throw on the move.
It'll be 3rd and 1. Donnell Pumphrey and Chase Price in the game. Pumphrey is actually split out right. Now he'll come on the fly sweep and get the handoff. Big hole and enough for a first down to the 35 as a flag comes darting in late from the side judge on the near sideline. Donnell Pumphrey a little shaken up after that carry.
Yeah, he took a hit. That's an interesting play.
A personal foul, grabbing the face mask by number 41 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, and it's a first down.
Nick Vigil gets hit with the personal foul.
You'll see Pumphrey coming in motion. And there's Nick Vigil. Boy, he does not grab the face mask. He grabbed the shoulder pad up in front. That's a bad call.
And so now San Diego State with a 1st and 10 at midfield. Pumphrey out, Price in. He's the tailback. Hazley comes in motion again. It's Price wiggling behind the line and gets a yard. Talking to head coach Rocky Long this week. Said his San Diego State team was very excited about this game. Not so much about, okay, which defense is better, 2 top 10 rush defenses in the country, but just about get a chance to play on TV and play a big conference game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A meaningful game within the Mountain West Conference.
Price darting up the middle, has a first down and more inside the 35-yard line. Devin Centers finally dragging him down.
And this is Chase Price, and watch this offensive line. Double team at the point of attack. A nice job by the guard, kicking out on the linebacker, Nick Vigil, and Price. You see that quickness in the hole, that little shake, and he is a compact, stocky young running back. Senior running back.
Steady Eddie. He's been that kind of guy for them. And again, it's Price, this time cutting back to the middle. Makes one man miss and dives across the 25.
That offensive line looks just lead zone. And look, the defense overruns it. Nick Vigil overruns it. And you see his ability to break tackles. That's a compact guy in there. You're not going to arm tackle him. You got to put some pad on him.
An 8-yard carry for Chase Price. He now has 41 yards on 5 carries. Price remains in as the tailback. 2nd and 2. It's Price. First down and more. just got tripped up across the 20. Otherwise, he had just one man to beat. A 7-yard gain for Chase Price and another first down.
There's no mystery in what San Diego State does offensively. I mean, they're physical. They're going to run at you. They're going to run lead zone, inside zone. They're going to run power. And they're going to test your will through the course of 4 quarters to see how bad you want to play a physical game.
Donnell Pumphrey now in for Price. For motion out left. Smith, give it to the fullback Gordon. Dragging defenders. Staying on his feet and fighting for extra yardage near the 10. A gain of 7 for Dakota Gordon.
And Dakota Gordon gets his little reward. When they motion Pumphrey out, he's alone back in the backfield. And it's just a straight ahead dive. And you see him, he runs with the ball like he blocks. It's all forward. It's attacking the line of scrimmage. That guy's an unselfish player.
Chosen as a captain by his peers. 23 runs, 6 passes so far for San Diego State. Here's Pumphrey, another run, trying to get out wide, cutting it back. Will wiggle his way to about the 10, and it'll be 3rd and short. Now remember, Utah State is without David Moala, their defensive tackle, and without Ricky Aliafua, who went out of this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're starting to get thin along that defensive line. Kevin Clune's done an outstanding job coming over from University of Hawaii as defensive coordinator. He's got some good players to work with.
3rd and 1, and it looked like Utah State may have jumped there. We'll see whether or not they were drawn. Jordan Nielsen hopped.
Offside by number 97 of the defense. The penalty's half the distance to the goal, and it's enough for a first down.
Boy, that's got to be frustrating for defensive coordinator Kevin Clune as well as head coach Matt Wells. But you are fighting for stops right now.
Oh, well, that's a result of this drive. That's the 10th play of the drive. You know short yardage, you're going to get hard counted. But when you've been battling, you're tired, that's when those mental mistakes come.
Pumphrey dots the I. On a 1st and goal from the 5. It's Pumphrey, head down to about the 3. Nick Vigil on the tackle. The running game succeeding, no surprise. San Diego State had rushed for 756 yards over their last 3 games. And they'll bring a 6th lineman into the game here, Robert Craighead. Pumphrey now 15 carries in this first half for 69 yards. He is still the tailback on a 2nd and goal. Smith will give to Pumphrey, trying to bring it left. He has the space and the end zone. Touchdown, San Diego State. Donnell Pumphrey with his 9th rushing touchdown this season and the 37th of his career, now in 2nd place in school history, trailing only Marshall Faulk.
Well, you'll see they got a lead fullback. They got 2 tight ends. They're going to pull the backside guard. They're just outnumbered at the point of attack. And Pumphrey's going to dip in. He gets outside. 2 Utah State defenders trip over each other. That's what happens when you're running 10, 12, 13 plays in a drive. It starts to take its toll on you.
133 rushing yards already for San Diego State. And they are thumping Utah State right now. It is 24-0. Donnell Pumphrey finds a familiar place. 9th time this season he's rushed his way into the painted grass. It's all Aztecs.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Scion. Premium standard features that actually come standard. Weird, right? And Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
You see the Gaslamp Quarter of San Diego on a beautiful evening, and they're going to like what they've seen from the Aztecs thus far. 24-0 lead after the Donnell Pumphrey rushing touchdown. Now 2nd place all time in Aztecs history. Only Marshall Faulk with more. He's got a little work to do to catch Marshall, though.
Yeah.
Only 20 to go. That kickoff bounds inbounds, taken at the 10 by Kennedy Williams, who gets twisted across the 25. Hey, this week College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, comes to you for the first time from the campus of James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia, as Reese Kirk, Dez, Lee Corso, and the rest of the crew prep you for another full day of football. It all starts Saturday at 9 Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on Watch ESPN. James Madison, 7-0, playing Richmond, 5-1. Big FCS matchup.
Hey, Jam, I heard that place is going off. People are fired up, lining the streets, and excited. I love it.
Well, I was seeing Samantha and Dez earlier today, and it was hopping there. Lindsay Zarniak, our very own, is an alum from there. Handoff up the middle, Lawan Hunt gains a few. What do you do right now, David, if you're Utah State, a team that likes to work it on the ground, you're already down 24-0. How much does this change your offensive game plan?
Well, it changed completely because the game is flipped on you now. Coming into this game during your 3-game win streak, they've rushed 43-plus times the last 3 games. They're winning the time of possession battle most of the time. But now San Diego State, that's also their identity. They're beating them at that part of the game right now, at the line of scrimmage and being physical in time of possession.
Myers will keep it himself, dances across the 30. Calvin Munson on the tackle, and a gain of just 1. It'll be 3rd down.
And that was the interesting thing talking to Rocky Long and Matt Wells. They both have similar identities right now, especially since Kent Myers has been in the quarterback position, but different ways of going about it. And so it's interesting to see that battle that takes place in the trenches against 2 of the top defenses in the conference and really in the country.
3rd and 6. Kent Myers in desperate need of a completion, has one. It's Hunter Sharp to the 40. And Utah State will move the chains after a gain of 9. And there's a flag down as well.
Personal foul, roughing the passer by number 42 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down.
And that's Jake Feely who gets hit with the penalty.
And you'll see Jake Feely coming around from our right to left. Both linebackers hide on one side. Both come to the left side. He comes free, and he just gives a shot to Myers. Should have thrown his hands up, try to avoid it. And the officials are going to call that to protect the quarterback.
Yeah, and sometimes nowadays roughing is more like petting the quarterback. That was a roughing. The 1st and 10. Myers heaving one. Deep, looking for Sharp. He has him, and Sharp has the end zone. Utah State is on the board. Hunter Sharp hauls in the 45-yard touchdown reception.
And you'll see Kent Myers. He's got a big heart. You're going to watch this hard play action, a lot of crossing motion, big fake. He sets up. He knows he's taking a hit. He gets hit by 3 San Diego State defenders and lays the ball out there to Hunter Sharp. That takes courage and guts, and that's exactly what his team needed.
4th touchdown of the year for Sharp. Myers 6th through the air. Brock Warren on for the extra point, slips it in. And Utah State is on the board. A big throw there from Kent Myers. Took the contact and found Hunter Sharp. A 45-yard score. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of college football presented by Jimmy John's. Hunter Sharp with a celebratory bike ride. And after the Kent Myers 45-yard touchdown pass to him, and you see the first 4 drives, a total of 79 yards, 2 punts, a fumble, and an interception. This drive, 73, and it ends in that touchdown reception for Hunter Sharp.
Well, that interception was deep in the red zone. That one cost him.
This will be taken at the 12 by Chase Price, finding a little space on the left side across the 30 before being run out of bounds. Well, Donnell Pumphrey predictably has been a workhorse tonight, David.
Yeah, he sure has, and you see his ability to fend off tacklers, that big physical offensive line, creating scenes, and he's got his fullback leading the way. He's got great speed and toughness, and he had 12 carries in that first quarter. So he is a workhorse. They like 30 to 35 carries in a game. He's got 16 for 73 yards and a touchdown already.
Pumphrey right back in there. And San Diego State trying to respond to Utah State's first score after opening the 24-0 lead. Handoff to Rashad Penny. Trips his way, leaping near the 40, but he'll be marked out of bounds at the 38. That's what they'll do with Penny. They get a little tricky.
Yeah, a little misdirection out of their normal power game, and that's the element that they do. Slightly different the way Utah State does it. This is all under center. It's motion, and that's the changeup. It's not the core. It's a complementary play. Their core plays and their DNA is running downhill at you.
Pumphrey back in position to do that as the tailback. He'll get the carry. Downhill at you and gone. Donnell Pumphrey with space, and Donnell Pumphrey is home free. A 62-yard touchdown run for Donnell Pumphrey. A big missed tackle from Kyler Fackrell, and yeah, go ahead and dance, son. It's all San Diego State in this opening half.
At some point, he's going to pop the big one. You're going to see it right here. Look at that offensive line blocked down. Kick out block by the fullback, straight down the pipe. Second level covered up, and he's going to break one tackle on the backside by Fackrell, and no one's going to catch him. Downtown, Donnell Pumphrey bringing it home for San Diego State.
Now second in school history in career rushing yards, trailing only Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk. That one is booted through by Donnie Hagman. A touchdown on each of the last two touches for Donnell Pumphrey. This one good from 62. San Diego State certainly responded to Utah State's first score. Well, Donnell Pumphrey now with 135 yards on the ground in this first half, a 62-yard touchdown run. His last two rushes have both resulted in touchdowns. And after Utah State finally dented the scoreboard, San Diego State responds strongly. And Kennedy Williams will take a knee. Hey, Saturday on ESPN, we've got another great matchup on college football primetime presented by Hilton, as the number 15 Aggies are in Oxford to take on the number 24 Rebels at 7. Then at 10:30, we're in Palo Alto for number 10 Stanford and Washington. Both games on ESPN and also streaming live on Watch ESPN. A couple of quality contests tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Just keeps on getting better, huh?
It's been a fun season thus far. Not a fun night for Matt Wells, whose team, coming off what he called perhaps the best in program history last week, a thumping of Boise State, is receiving a thumping in this first half from San Diego State. Tony Lindsay into the game as the back. Kent Myers will keep it himself and get pasted. Ball pops free. Finally, a couple of players see it, and it looks like San Diego State dove on it. Jake Feely provided the hit, and that's the celebration for it, and it is San Diego State ball. John Sanchez comes up with the football after Jake Feely laid the lick, and the night keeps getting worse for Matt Wells.
They talk about Jake Feely as being fast and physical. You're going to see him come from the backside. He's going to read the play and then shoot right there, head across the bow. Same knee, same shoulder, and he goes through Kent Myers. And if you're a quarterback going to run with the football, you better be ready to take a hit, and he just took one and coughed up the football as well. Look, he just slips right underneath the tight end, wrapping around. He comes underneath the wrapper, and he goes right through Kent Myers. That is a great tackle. Physical, fast. That's sending a message. Third turnover for San Diego State, taking it away.
And it is under official review. Myers' second fumble. He also threw an interception in the red zone. And that ball.
And he kind of gets high load right there. J.J. Whitaker coming in from his corner position as well. And that's a great shot. You're going to see it come right there, and then Whitaker is going to come low.
And clearly not on the ground yet. The officials confirm the call. So it is a fumble. Chase Price now in for Pumphrey as the tailback. San Diego State takes over after the third turnover of the night by Utah State. Here's Price on the pitch, trying to skirt out right. and gets to the 15, maybe the 16. Ball pops free there. Perhaps Utah State will win it back. And it will stay with San Diego State. And it's Dakota Gordon, the fullback, who came away from the pile with the football.
Surprise, surprise. You know he's down there rooting around for that football on the bottom of the pile. This guy likes it down and dirty. He's going to fight for the football. See if it came out.
Yeah, the ball was out and at the feet of several Utah State defenders, and Gordon snuck in there. Gain of 4.
When you keep running and keep playing, good things happen to you as a football player.
Chase Price will get the handoff. Trying to bounce it out left, spins out of a tackle, cuts right, and is finally hugged down from behind at the 11, but enough for a first down. Kyler Fackrell on the tackle after a 7-yard gain.
And that's got to be frustrating if Utah State, because you've got the play stopped for a minimal gain, but Chase Price, and, you know, his ability to break tackles, kind of scoot sideways, that little jump cut, breaking tackles and making a positive play out of something.
San Diego State has rushed on every single one of their first down snaps tonight. Price remains in the offset eye on a 1st and 10. It'll be Price hopping in the backfield and gets across the 10, a gain of 3. Utah State's defense had the 6th best rushing defense in the country entering this game, averaging and allowing under 91 yards a contest. But in this first half, San Diego State has rushed for more than 200 yards. Price still in. He gets it again. Up the middle. Price spins out of a tackle and crawls his way to about the 3. Tried to keep his footing, could not. It's 3rd and goal.
Donnell Pumphrey comes out and Chase Price comes in, and it doesn't stop. Look, it's just lead ISO right up the middle. And again, he's going to spin off a tackle and almost score. Just lead draw right up the middle to downhill. Slight hesitation, gives your running back some time to make the cut. And Pumphrey's going, go on, Chase.
The 3rd and goal from the 3. Price gets it again, and nothing there, a loss of 1. And it'll be 4th down.
And think about this Utah State defense and how tough they really are. Coming into this game, the last 100-yard rusher they gave up was DeBooker from Utah. And by the way, that guy's pretty good, and Utah's pretty good.
You surprised at all Utah State isn't using a timeout here? Letting it wind.
Yeah.
In desperate need of points.
I think they want to get to halftime.
Yeah, maybe. Hagman on for the 21-yard field goal attempt. Donnie Hagman boots it through. He's hit from 41 and 21, and San Diego State's lead keeps growing. It's 34-7 Aztecs. Rocky Long's team has put it on Utah State in this first half. Hey, coming up on the DXL halftime report, we'll head to the studio. Adnan Burke, Dan Cannell, Joey Galloway hanging out. We'll get you caught up on a preview of tomorrow's top 25 games in college football. It's all coming up on the DXL halftime report.
You know, when you look at this game coming here, you know, statement win by Utah State over Boise State, which is actually who have absolutely dominated the Mountain West Conference the last few years. And then Utah State gets that win. And then a statement really, because the Mountain Division has dominated the Mountain West Conference. This is a big win for the West. San Diego State kind of leading the charge.
San Diego State picked to finish first in the West. First time in the 17-year history that the Aztecs have been a part of the Mountain West that they were picked to win the West Division. Now Utah State in the driver's seat of the mountain, but trailing 34-7 here tonight. Taken out of the end zone. And another big hit at the 19-yard line. Vaughn Jr. for the 2nd time on special teams. with a big, emphatic laydown. You take a look at the Mountain West standings, as we were just talking about, David. Utah State, San Diego State, the only remaining undefeated teams in the conference.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I was there and witnessed what San Diego State did to San Jose State last week. Completely shut down one of the top offenses, most balanced offenses in the conference. And one of the great all-purpose running backs in the country right now, Tyler Irvin. And they dominated that football game. So they are on a roll, playing with a great deal of confidence.
Myers will give it to Lawan Hunt. Hunt has about 12 before being cut down. Utah State with all 3 timeouts. Matt Wells saying, let's get things going here. Utah State trying to get into halftime with a score and put some hope in their minds. Myers sends one to the near side, telegraphed it and just got it there in time to Kennedy Williams. Minimal gain. Clock continues to run. Utah State taking their time, looking at the sideline as this clock winds. 52 seconds left in the opening half. Myers finds Sharp. He is knifed to the ground by Calvin Munson after a gain of 3. And now Utah State will take a timeout with 3rd down coming.
Calvin Munson, one of our impact players, he has just been on a roll the last couple of weeks. In the last 2 weeks, he's combined for 22 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. This guy is a physical linebacker, 240 pounds, and just fits so well in the system. All the movement and how aggressive they want you to play. And he's played a lot of snaps as a junior. He knows this system inside and out, him and Feely. And they kind of lead the charge for those guys up front, knowing where to fit the different gaps. When you move so much, you've got to trust that your teammates are doing their job and fitting their right gap, because they play on the edges of people. May not be as big as some people up front, but they have great movement, they know where to go, and they play very aggressive.
Well, it's interesting. Rocky Long is sort of old school football coach. He's not going to immediately glow about his players, but when he talks about those 2 linebackers, he is effusive in his praise. Myers will give the inside handoff, and nothing there for Hunt. Alex Barrett wrapping him up short of the 1st down as the clock runs. San Diego State can call a timeout if they'd like to and force a punt here. We'll see what Utah State decides to do as they look to the sideline. And Rocky Long saying hold off on that timeout. And that's going to do it for this opening half. A timeout taken with 1 second. The players are already starting to get to the center of the field, and now the official saying, no. A timeout taken with 1 second on the play clock by Matt Wells. And perhaps now he just tries a Hail Mary heave before the end of the half.
Interesting.
It's a little different feeling for Matt Wells at the half this week compared to last week. Last week against Boise State, Utah State put up 35 first half points and it forced 7 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, the ball bounced their way, and they just beat Boise State to the punch.
So Matt Wells lets the clock wind, so there's 1 second left, and he can run a 4th down play. Kent Myers, chased, is going to run. He has a long way to go, and he's not going to get even close. And now the first half is over. San Diego State, led by Donnell Pumphrey, runs all over Utah State. A nice opening half for Maxwell Smith as well. Running for a touchdown, throwing for one as well. And San Diego State with a 34-7 lead at the half. The DXL halftime report with Adnan and the fellas is coming up after a short break.